Hi, thank you, Jess, for this lovely call. I know you've been busy lately with everything. You live in New York
Yeah, no
City.
problem.
Is it fine that I do a quick interview with you, for school-related purposes?
Yeah, of course. What's
Oh,
up?
okay, so this is just an interview about your career and how's it going. So, what's your current job title? Like, are you an actress or like, what are you?
So I definitely consider myself an actor. Um, and yeah, I mean, job title wise, that's
What you
kind of
are?
it. Yeah, it's one of those
Okay.
things where it's kind of like a self-created title because a lot of it has to do with finding your own work.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
And how long have you been an actor?
Um, I mean, I've acted ever since I was in kindergarten, but
Wow.
in the sense of like post education,
Hmm.
I've only been officially professionally acting, I suppose, for less than a year.
Oh, that's nice. And how
But
did?
I did like some like film things and like ABC and Nickelodeon stuff like when I was still in school. So
Oh, that's awesome. That's good to know. How did you go about like that process? What was the process like for you?
well, doing school plays a lot was really fun. And I just had a very supportive mom who was very into the arts and everything as
Mm-hmm.
well. And I grew up in Southern California, so it was something that was very, I guess, normal or common to kind of get involved in the industry. So central casting is something that was very easy to go ahead and sign up with. I was under 18 at the time, so we went with kids management.
Okay.
And then after I turned 18, then switched over to central casting. But yeah, both of those companies are mostly background work. And at
Mm-hmm.
the time this was all way before I graduated high school. So yeah, so we weren't really necessarily like focusing too much at that time on like going towards the acting career.
I mean, LA and like California as a like whole is a huge like film capital of the United States, so it's pretty
Yeah, it's a whole
cool.
different world.
And what do you enjoy the most about your job?
Um, gosh, there's so many things I feel like that's hard to narrow down. Um, I don't know. The storytelling is always something that's really just fun and amazing. Getting to bring to life characters that only ever existed in text, as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to being created like on a screen or in any kind of animation. No one's ever seen these people before, like bringing them to life. And then also just kind of the joy of the fact that I don't ever have to kind of land on any one specific career. Even though I've chosen to be an actor, I can play doctors and mothers and scientists and 18th century queens, and it's fun.
Oh, that's awesome. And what do like? What's the worst about it, basically?
I guess just kind of the uncertainty as to like when your next job is.
Okay.
um, because like I kind of mentioned earlier, in the sense of it's finding your own work.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where the project, depending on how quickly it shoots or runs for in like the theater kind of thing, you could have a job for like the next like few years or like for just like the next couple weeks. So that's probably, I guess, like the worst thing, just because, especially when it's something that you love, having it be so managed by
Mm-hmm.
something that you can't control very much is a bit difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like I've tested the waters, and I've seen stuff, so it was like, oof, it gets hard.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, we're kind of like diving into it little by little.
get
So
your feet wet.
do you usually work by yourself or do you work as a team? Like, how does acting really go for you? Like,
Well, I would definitely say that it's kind of a little bit of both.
okay.
At the moment, the a lot of the work that I've been doing has been, I would say, kind of like more. team aspect,
Okay.
just because a lot of my graduating class were all like writing and filming and producing our own work, which is something that I highly recommend, just because it keeps you busy all the time. It keeps you part of like that art that you originally fell in love with. And then the other thing too is that managers and agents and directors and casting agents, they're not going to necessarily understand why you're not always working on something when this is a type of art that anyone can produce. So definitely always going to have like a team, just because like your friends and the people that you meet in productions are going to call you back into things like that. But in the sense of like new jobs and other things like that, that's kind of sometimes like a one person thing, where you're just, you know, on the internet or looking through backstage and Actors Access and things like that, and trying to see like, you know, which postings are good for you. But I wouldn't say that this is ever going to be a one person job.
Yeah,
You'll never work alone.
I feel like it's like a collaboration sometimes, and then a lot of the time searching for a
Absolutely.
job, it's being independent basically.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, there's like other jobs, like I would say like being like a chef, where maybe you can sometimes you can accomplish that, like, you know, solo in a kitchen. Where this, it's like you want to create like a show or a film, and the amount of other people it takes, like just even if it's a one-man show, like lighting and sound operators and just even front of house for tickets, like little things like that. So
Dang. And what advice do you have for people out there trying to pursue this career?
I would say don't be discouraged. I got a lot of people always asking me, you know, like, what's your plan B kind of thing. And for me, there is no plan B. This is it. I'm doing it, and I'm going to keep getting more, you know, recognized and get more work and everything. And this is it. So I would say don't let others discourage you or doubt yourself in that kind of thing. This is something that you love. This is really difficult. And also, like, don't take not getting a job personally.
Okay.
There's an absurd number of factors that you have absolutely no control over at all. And I think it is very easy for people to take that like to heart and take it personally. And, you know, after a while that can take a toll on you. But if you have to realize, like, you know, little things like your hair color and your height could immediately take you out of the running. So, yeah. But, I mean, yeah, just stick with it. If it's something that you love, then it's something you should do.
Like you said, like, you need to not be discouraged. Who's somebody that inspires you to not feel discouraged, or, like, has started your acting career, like, opening your eyes more? Like, who's that inspiree?
Gosh. Well, it's funny because I feel like, in the sense of another actor that's inspiring, I don't know, just constantly like reminding myself of like the other women who, you know, their career really took off maybe like later. So people like Meryl Streep and Tina Fey and Oprah Winfrey, like women who now are iconic practically, are people that, you know, got their kickoff like in their late 20s or early 30s and things like that. And so I think a lot of people start to get worried that they are too old, when this industry's entire purpose is to represent, you know, like the public and people, and the public and people are literally all different ages. So yeah, so like those are people that are really inspirational for me in the sense of actors, people that help like keep me inspired and things like that. It would definitely have to be my mom. She's someone who always like really encouraged me to keep going for this. So yeah.
That's so awesome. Well, it was so nice doing this interview with you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. I know you're very hectic and everything. Always. You live in New York City. I'm jealous. I used to live there.
No worries.
But thank you so much. It was lovely meeting you. Just restate your name
I
quickly.
hope this was helpful for you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If not, you can always give me a call. Just shoot me an email. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And what's your name again, so everybody knows?
Yeah. So my name is Jessica M. Lee.